Hello, today I will talk about assessing reading. It's from our books chapter 8. First of all, we need to talk about what is reading. Reading is a skill that teachers simply expect learners to acquire. Like it said, the teachers expected that learners need has to know how they can read. Most normal children learn to read by the age of 5 or 6, so reading is a skill that is taken for granted. I don't agree with this statement. Reading is the most essential skill in all educational contexts. I agree with this one. Okay, we will continue. There are different types of reading. Let's look at them. It says each type has its own governing rules and conventions. Anticipating the conventions is vital for the sake of process meaning efficiently. And consider the following list of common genres are the specifications for assessments of reading ability. Let's continue to this. There are three types of reading. The first one is academic reading. It's more like magazines and newspapers, textbooks, essays. Then we have the second one. It's job-related reading. They are like messages, emails, reports, and the last one is personal reading. It includes comics, recipes, imitations like these ones. Let's continue. In addition to these genres, skills and strategies are also crucial considerations in the assessment of reading comprehension. Let's look at these strategies. The first one is identify your purpose in reading a text. It is clearly important for our reading because we need to search what we expected or what we needed. So identifying our purpose is important. Our aim is important. The second is apply spelling rules and conventions for bottom-up decoding. The third one is use lexical analysis to determine meaning. The fourth one is guess at meaning when you aren't certain. The fifth one is skim the text for the gist and for main ideas. The sixth one is scan the text for specific information. The seventh one is use silent reading techniques and rapid processing. The eighth one is use marginal notes, outlines, charts, or semantic maps for understanding and retaining information. The ninth one is distinguish between literal and implied meanings. And the last one is capitalize on discourse markers to process relationship. These are strategies for our reading. Let's continue. Also, we have skills. We can divide these skills two categories, macro skills and micro skills. Let's start with micro skills. The first point of our micro skills is discriminate among the distinctive graphemes and orthographic patterns of English. The second one is retain chunks of language of different lengths in short-term memory. The third one is process writing at an efficient rate of speed to suit the purpose. The fourth one is recognize the core of words and interpret word order patterns and their significance. The fifth one is recognize grammatical word classes, systems, patterns, rules, and elliptical forms. The sixth one is recognize that a particular meaning may be expressed in different grammatical forms. And the last one is recognize cohesive devices in written discourse and their role in signaling the relationship between and among clauses. We can talk about macro skills. The first point of this skill is recognize the rhetorical forms of written discourse and their significance for interpretation. The second one is recognize the communicative functions of written texts according to form and purpose. The third one is infer context that is not explicit by using background knowledge. The fourth one is from describe events, ideas, etc. Infer links and connections between events, deduce causes and effects, and detect such relations as main idea, supporting idea, new information, given information, generalization, and exemplification. The fifth one is distinguish between literal and implied meanings. The sixth one is detect culturally specific references and interpret them in a context of the appropriate cultural schemata. And the last one is develop and use a battery of reading strategies such as scanning and skimming, detecting discourse markers, guessing the meaning of words from context, and activating schemata for the interpretation of texts. Let's continue. We talk about skills. Now we have types of reading. There are 4 commonly identified types of reading. Let's check them. The first one is perceptive reading. Perceptive reading tasks involve attending to the components of larger structures of discourse, letters, words, etc. Bottom-up process is implied. There are 4 of types or kinds of this perceptive reading. The first one is reading aloud. The test taker sees short sentences or words and reads them aloud. The second one is written response. The test taker's task is to reproduce the prompt in writing. The third one is multiple choice. Multiple choice responses have many different ways, such as circled answer, true, false, matching, etc. And the last one is picture cued items. The test taker might show or read the sentence or word on this picture. There's an example of this picture code items. Let's look at together. It says point to the word that you read here. For example, if a learner reads the cat, he or she has to show the cat on the picture, or if he or she reads the clock, he or she again has to be show this clock like this. There are other examples, but we will check again. Selective reading is our second one. This category is largely an artifact of assessment formats. In order to ascertain one's reading recognition of lexical, grammatical, or discourse features of language, certain typical tasks are used. Picture cue tasks, matching, etc. Let's look at these activities. The first activity is multiple choice. By far the most popular method of testing a reading knowledge of vocabulary and grammar, mainly for reasons of practicality. Its multiple choice tests are practical, economic, and easy to use in our tests. So they are economical, like I said before. Let's check our examples. It says multiple choice vocabulary grammar tasks. As you see, there are 2 questions, and they are for vocabulary. We have these questions in our YDS exams or university entrance exams. These are classical for our testing. Contextualized multiple choice vocabulary grammar tasks. Again, we use similar to these ones in our exams again. And multiple choice closed vocabulary grammar tasks. Again, we use these closed tasks, task questions in our exams, in our YDS or university entrance exams again. So they are easy to use and economical. Let's continue. Matching tasks are the second one. The test taker's task is simply to respond correctly, which makes matching an appropriate format. For example, vocabulary matching task. There is a vocabulary matching task, and it says write in the letter of the definition on the right that matches the word on the left. The test taker has to write only the letter A, B, C, or D to match these words. We can use synonyms or antonyms in this type of questions or tasks. It is easy to use again and economical, I guess. The third one is editing tasks. Editing is a widely used test method for assessing linguistic competence in reading. There is another example for this one. Multiple choice grammar editing task. It says choose the letter of the underlined word that is not correct. The test taker has to find the incorrect words. It is again useful and economical one. Let's continue. The fourth one is picture cue tasks. Pictures and photographs may be equally well utilized for examining ability at selective level. Several types of picture cue methods are commonly used. There are two examples of this one. Multiple choice picture cue response and diagram labeling task. There are again economical and easy to use, but I guess they are a bit challenging for beginners, so we may pass this one. And the fifth one is gap filling tasks. The test taker's response is to write a word or phrase. For example, sentence completion task. There is a sentence completion task. There are two people talking with each other. It's a dialogue. We have to find the correct phrases or words and complete this dialogue. It is easy to use again. We can use this one in our exams. The third one is interactive reading. It says the reader must interact with the text. That is, reading is a process of negotiating meaning. The reader brings to text a set of schemata for understanding it, and intake is the product of that interaction. Let's continue with our examples. Close tasks. In written language, a sentence with a word left out should have enough context that a reader can close that gap with a calculated guess, using linguistic expectations, background experience, and some strategic competence. There are two examples of this one. Close procedure, fixed ratio deletion. It says typical every seventh word is deleted, but many close test designers instead use a rational deletion procedure of choosing deletions according to the grammatical or discourse functions of the words. As you see, if we count them, the seventh one is missing, and the test taker has to find the seventh one. I guess it is a good one. We can use this in our exams. And there's another rational deletion. Let's look at it. Rational deletion also allows the designer to avoid deleting words that would be difficult to predict from the context. It's also again a useful and good one. As you see, there are missing words again, and easy to find them. It is also a good one. Let's continue. We have C tests. In the C test, the second half of every other word is obliterated, and the test takers must restore each word. Like there are missing letters in words, and the test taker has to complete these words. It is a good one actually for new learners. They can be useful. This task can be useful. We can use this for new beginners or new learners second language. I think it's a good one for them. And close the light. The test taker's task is to detect and cross out the instructive words. It is also a one, useful one. Let's continue. Impromptu reading plus comprehension questions is another one. Virtually every proficiency test uses the format, and we would rarely consider assessing reading without some component of the assessment involving impromptu reading and responding to questions. Notice that this set of questions based on 250 word passage covers the comprehension of this features, main idea, expressions, inference, grammatical features, detail, like these ones, or vocabulary in context. We can use this one too. The third one is short answer tasks. For example, in a passage on the future of airline travel, the following questions might appear. There is a open-ended reading comprehension questions. The test taker has to answer them. It's also a good one. We can use this type of questions in our exams. Let's continue. Editing longer texts. There the discussion is limited to a list of unrelated sentences or words, each presented with an error to be detected by the test takers. The test taker has to eliminate or change these words or sentences to correct the text. It is a good one, but it is more like not for new beginners. It's about high level, I think. We can use this type of questions in high level learners or test takers. It's good one for them. Let's continue with scanning. Scanning is a strategy used by all readers to find relevant information in a text. Actually, we use scanning in our reading lessons. It's quite good one, and I think it is a bit hard for new beginners. Again, we use this with high levels again. There is another one, ordering tasks. Task takers always enjoy the activity of receiving little strips of paper, each with a sentence on it, and assembling them into a story. It's a good one. We can use this one with secondary school or high school learners. And it's practical and joyful. I believe it's good for kids mostly. Let's continue. Information transfer is reading charts, maps, graphs, diagrams. Every educated person must be able to comprehend charts, maps, graphs, calendars, diagrams, and the like. There is example. Read a graphic, answer simple, direct information. It says, for example, in a map, we can ask where is the post office, or how can I go to post office, or we can take a point and how can you go from this point to post office, bakery. These ones are good, and we already use in this type of questions in secondary school, and they are joyful, I guess. Or we ask a family tree question in primary school. Who is Tony's great grandmother? Who is Tony's sister? Who is his aunt, or like these ones? We can use this again. It's more suitable to kids, I believe. Let's continue. There's another one is extensive reading. Extensive reading applies to texts of more than a page, professional articles, essays, reports, stories, and books. The first one is skimming tasks. Skimming is the process of rapid coverage of reading matter that determine its gist and main idea. While skimming, we can ask these questions: what is the main idea of this text? What is the author's purpose in writing the text? What kind of writing is this? What type of writing is this again? How easy or difficult do you think this text will be? How do you think you will learn from the text? These are good questions for skimming. There is another thing, summarizing and responding. Summarizing is to ask the text takers to write a summary of the text. Responding asks the reader to provide his or her own opinion on the text. Directions for summarizing and directions for responding are here. We can use this questions to use in our tests. And there's another thing, note taking and outlining. A reader's comprehension of extensive texts may be assessed through an evaluation of a process of note taking or outlining. Because of the difficulty of controlling the conditions and time frame for both these techniques, they rest firmly in the category of informal assessments. Like it said, we can't assess these things in a short time, so it's more like informal assessment. It's more appropriate for informal assessments, and it was my this is the end of my presentation. Thanks for listening. See you.